Hello, my YouTube fans. Yes, it's been a little while since I made a video, and I was going to do more chess puzzle videos and stuff, but I had something in mind about an antique radio of mine. So what you're looking at is a Philco Model 66B early model tombstone radio. Manufactured in 1934. They say June of 1934. They were selling it as in 1935. I'm not sure exactly how that worked, but nevertheless, it was 1934 June actually when the thing was manufactured. As you can see, the grill cloth has a big hole in it, and it's kind of nasty looking. Well, I'm not the kind of guy that likes to refurbish restore antique radios, in the sense that I don't care about the tubes actually working and stuff like that. What I like is the idea of the idea of the radio back in the 1920s through 40s, where you would sit down in front of a radio and listen to the shows that were on, or the news, or etc., so forth and so on. Now, excuse me while I pause this, while I clear my throat. Okay, sorry about that. Sometimes my throat, I'm Italian, so sometimes I get that "Yo, Vinny" kind of a voice. I don't know what goes on, but in any case, so the idea of being able to sit in front of a radio, listen to the news, radio shows, etc. Also, most of you out there are not old enough. I'm not even old enough to remember, but I do know about it. My father's old enough. I'm 62. But I was born in 59. In 1938, October specifically of 1938, there was a radio show where Orson Welles broadcast, and he was here in New Jersey. I'm in New Jersey. In fact, I'm not in the area now, but I was closer to where they broadcast this in 1938, October of 1938. So it was, in fact, some of you may be jumping up and down in your seats right now saying, I know. Yeah, it was War of the Worlds. Meant to be an entertainment sci-fi show on the radio. And of course, dare I say, the stupidity of the gullible people. Some of them actually believed this was actually happening. So when you think about it, this radio was manufactured in 1934, and these radios lasted a long time. It would have in fact been on somebody's mantle or table, and it would have been most likely working and listening to that particular show. So the nostalgia of having the sound coming out of this radio with these old shows. I happen to have audiobooks on CD. One collection I have is in fact old-time radio shows, including the War of the Worlds and some, the Shadow Knows, that show and stuff like that. So there's the nostalgia of having the sound and those shows come out of this radio. But actually I had it packed away for a while, but I was listening to other audiobooks, including, by the way, Harry Potter, but Patricia Cornwell I was listening to. I'm sorry, some of the authors' names are leaving my head right now, but there was Anne McCaffrey I listened to on this radio. It's not even a radio anymore, but it's the chassis is there, all the tubes are out, and what I had done was I replaced the speaker with a regular speaker, and took a little tiny amplifier, for a Radio Shack kit that was an inch and a half or so long, that you build yourself, and I literally glued it to one of the capacitors inside the radio. And here's the thing though, they don't make them like they used to. You heard them say that, right? I wired, can you see my hand? Yes, I wired the original switch and volume control into the little tiny amplifier, and I made my own power supply for it. So this, and like I said, they don't make them like they used to. You get no crackle in this. This actually works. Okay. and that's the volume control. This dial is lit up by an LED, which I threw a resistor in order to dim it, to make it kind of like glow like the old-fashioned radio might have glowed. So it's a little bit of... This switch is... well, one of them is the frequency band, and the other one is... I forgot. Oh, low and high tone. I did not use those, obviously, but they do move. If you try hard enough, yeah. Yeah, this one moves. But the one I was interested in was this, where I literally used the switch and the volume control for the amplifier. I basically the little tiny PC amplifier that I used, it was like, you know, a little tiny thing. Had a volume control on it, use a screwdriver on it or something like that. I literally bypassed that and put this in its place. So here's the thing. As you can see, there's a big hole in the grill. So I had ordered some replacement grill cloth. I wanted to fix this thing up better. As you can see, the hole's there, but that came later on after I owned this. I bought this from an antique shop. I don't know. I'm thinking 20 years ago, when I first came down this area. And when my nieces and nephews were still kids, because they're not anymore, one of them got their finger on it, you know. And of course, the grill cloth is so brittle that all I had to do was touch it. So I never really got mad at them for it. But, you know, after all these years and stuff like that, I wanted to do something about it. So I could not find the exact pattern, that diamond pattern that you see. I couldn't find it. I did find this, and I finally got it. I actually ordered it on April 6th. I finally got it literally today, or was that yesterday? It was either today or yesterday, and today is Saturday. So I got oops, that didn't show. Okay, I'm gonna have to hold it up in front of the radio. So I got this, and no, it's not the same pattern, but I can tell you that looking on online pictures of this model radio, with the grill cloth being in better condition than mine, the color is actually pretty close to the original color. In other words, back in 1934 or 5, that grill cloth, as diamond shaped as it might be, was actually supposedly about the same color as this. So you can imagine how age made it look a lot darker. Although I imagine it could have been slightly darker, because the diamond shape shows that, you know. But so then I also wanted to mention about the speaker inside there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these videos in 3 pieces, 2, maybe 3 pieces. So the next video I do, I'm going to dismantle the back of it. The back of the radio has a cover on it that I made myself out of a thin piece of wood. The speaker I have in it, I think it's so long ago I did it. And I just went in my little storage and found some other speakers that I might use instead. I might replace the speaker I have in here. The original speaker I do actually have. But the trouble with that is that these original speakers, the tube radios, as you know, let me just pull any speaker out and show you. Here's a speaker, for example. Okay, as you know, you have a magnet, permanent magnet, you know, in the coil, you know, that's a speaker. That's a small woofer, whatever. But the thing is, it's a permanent magnet. The tube set radios, these 1930s and stuff like that, they would actually, even the jukeboxes, if you remember the Selectomatic 500 or whatever that was, the jukeboxes, you know, in the 1950s, they used an electromagnet, which means that a voltage had to be applied to a coil in order to create a magnet in order to make the speaker work. Nowadays, of course, we're using all permanent magnets for that purpose. So I didn't want to go through all the trouble of, you know, again, my idea is not restoring the radio. Otherwise, I would have bought the tubes and all that kind of stuff. I could have made the radio work again. But these things are, as far as I'm concerned, they're fire hazards, you know. So I didn't want that. I wanted the nostalgia of the radio looking like which it is. It's the original chassis and everything like that. I actually had to pay $40-something for this chassis. But the idea of making it look and sound somewhat like the original and just play literally MP3s through the thing. I put a DVD player on this. I even had a mixer on it to get some bass and treble out of it. If you look at my channel, for those of you who haven't visited my channel yet, you'll see that I did an equalizer. I bought an equalizer, supposedly made in the USA equalizer. I got to tell you, I didn't do a follow-up on it, but for $70, I'm going to use it on this. I'm going to use it on this radio, this audiobook player instead, to make it sound fuller, to make it sound, But I might change the speaker that's in there. I think what's in there, I'm not sure. But let me show you this box. I think that the speaker in there is either this one. What's in this box is not actually the speaker that's in there. Or the smaller version. I think this looks like the picture, but this is a different speaker. It could be this one. Okay. And if it's not, I'll put this one in. If it is, I'll find something else. I'm even thinking of using the one that I showed you the first time, or I've actually got a couple of 4x10s in here for a car speaker. I might even put that in there instead. I haven't decided yet. I'll open it up and I'll see what's in there. There's also, I'm pretty sure there's a piezo electric tweeter in there, which probably looks like this one, in order to get some treble out of it. But I might do away with that altogether. It's kind of a Rube Goldberg in there. It was just to get the thing to work. I could plug a sound into it right now and show you that it does actually work as an amplified speaker. But I'll do that the next video. So right now, the idea is on my next video, after I stop recording this, I'm going to be opening it up and trying to carefully put some new grill cloth, preferably this one. Although I did find in that speaker box that I just took all those speakers out of, after paying $10 for that and finally getting it almost a month later, or 3 weeks at least, I did find that I had a small piece of grill cloth in the box of the speaker cabinet, of the speaker box, the box I have speakers in, of this. Now, this is darker than even that, but it does have more of a black, and I've even after spending $10 on that, I'm probably just going to use that. But the thought occurred to me that if I use this, it might actually match better. I don't know. I'll decide when the time comes. When I actually have the thing open, I'll decide. So right now, like I said, it's still working, but I wanted to make it look better. I wanted to replace that grill cloth, and possibly change the sound by putting a different speaker in it. Now the speaker on here is mounted from the back. I'm thinking about if I find the right size speaker, I might be able to mount it from the front, so it'll sound better that way. But I'll see if that's possible. But other than that, mainly it's the grill cloth. And that may take some doing, because you literally have to take everything out in order to get at that grill cloth. So I hope you follow me on this and see how it comes out. And I just want to mention before, there's a jack I put on the back to plug into. It's like the regular standard little headphone jack, the 3.5 millimeter, whatever that is, to put an input on this. That's what's on there. That's how you access the input of the amplifier. Anyway, I hope you follow me on this, and my next video will be with the radio open on this table, and we'll sort of explore what to do with certain speakers and stuff like that. I'll try not to make it a overly lengthy video. If it gets to the point where I'm having trouble doing something, I'll put it on pause. You know, I won't go through the entire process of everything I'm doing, but I want to show you at least some of the things. So until then, please subscribe and hit the bell so that you get notifications of me making the next video for this. And I don't know if you enjoy this sort of thing, but we'll see. And I'll see you next time. Thanks.